Pass. Pass. Pass.
We saw Hogan raise with the Queen 4 when it was folded around to him before. He's obviously a man who likes to open.
Of course, he was on the button that time, and if he's counting out a raise now, you've got to figure he's got something a bit better than Queen 4.
Raise to 1,050.
That's a pretty large raise.
1,050.
It's 3.5 times the BB. What does that mean?
This is often ace king when someone raises like that, but in this case, it's something a little bit better.
Wow.
And didn't make her, although his hand is pretty, you know, that's far too expensive.
Yeah, usually when guys have aces, they raise a little smaller. So maybe this is nice deception from Hogan.
Pavlov.
A call of 1,000.
Wow, how has he found just the call here? I think he's looking for a low flop. I think he's thinking that Hogan might very well have an ace king, and if it comes a rag flop, I think this is going to be very costly for Pavlov, Jesse.
They're always advertising at the soccer ground.
Well, that king might be the saving of Pavlov.
I mean, obviously, yeah. He is now going to give himself a chance not to go broke when so many people would have.
Well, now he's just to make sure he's leading out.
No, he's check called.
Oh, check called. Okay, yeah, all right, yeah.
And he may be willing to get away from this on the turn. This is decision time. This is the
check.
Wow. Now, I mean, it's kind of a good bit of pot control and a good bit of disguising of the hand. Now he wants to find out if he's good. And Hogan might just call this, Jesse, yes. And Pavlov found a way not to do too much money, and Hogan got an extra bet by checking behind on the turn there.
Aces and threes.
King saved you, boy. The king saved you.
Well, he said it himself. He said the king saved you, and I think that's right. I mean, I think the king made the action a lot slower, and by checking behind on the turn, the pot control and deception, Hogan got that extra bet on the river, Jesse.
Pavlov there, you can see he's in the small blind and counting his remaining chips, and to be honest, he's probably going to feel pretty good he's got so many left.
850 from seat 4.
Yes, it would have been hard for him to have lost much less in that pot. Now Hogan straight back in there with a very, very different kind of hand.
Well, this is what Rory Liffey likes to call a celebratory raise. Right after you've won the pot, right?
It's cheaper to have a cigarette or a cup of tea sometimes, Jesse, but, you know, at least he's got some kind of hand to deal with. We call it playing the rush as well, of course.
Are you getting the feeling that Pavlov and Hogan have got a bit of history? This is the third time they've matched up.
If they didn't before, they have now, Jesse. And Pavlov, this time he's got the better of it. And
a call.
Say more reasons to call than to raise, right? If you raise, it's hard to get action unless you're beat. Is that the idea, or?
Well, you know, I mean, you could be representing some sort of a draw of your raise here, and you know, it's horrible to keep on calling with a rag ace. And very interesting that Hogan's having another pop at it.
That is 2,350 from seat 4.
Well, you know, I mean, this is very, very good play by Hogan because you know, Pavlov's got one of those kind of hands that. Once you're facing a second bet, it's very, very hard to like that hand now. Oh, but he knows where he stands. That's good, strong play. And once again, you know, he lost the minimum before, and now he's made the maximum, Jesse.
It's absolutely incredible what these guys have going on. They're nearly psychic, and I mean, you could say that Pavlov's made a bet here where he cannot get action unless he's in terrible trouble, but he's made the right move.
I think Pavlov, you know, decided that he was representing a draw and he was disguising his ace. And that, you know, he was going to have to play it anyway, so he might as well give Hogan a chance to bluff. And that's exactly what's happened. And Hogan, you know,
this is just for effect, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's got absolutely, he's got no hand, no draw, no way to win, and Pavlov looks like he's, you know, he's all that. Pavlov knows he's in front. You know, he doesn't know that he's absolutely 100% locked up. But Pavlov's very relaxed, and Hogan's just shaking his head and thinking, I just got all that money with those aces, and look what I did.
I'm the one who had ace-4. I had ace-4.
And I don't know, what's the score? Is it 1-1, 2-1, or 3-0? But this Irish-Russian, Russian-Irish, maybe he's drinking White Russians, is starting to get some chips back. This game is moving at a ferocious clip. And is the level in the tournament, you just hear the hum getting louder, people getting more excited, it's getting tense.
All in.
It is, I mean, you know, people wait all year for this event. And a lot of people coming back from their dinner break now, and I feel that, you know, they've entered the second phase of the tournament. This is the beauty for Parkinson of playing a lot of hands.
Well, Shepherd has open shoved. You know, he only had about 10 big blinds, Barney.
Right, okay, well, that, you know, it's one of those hands that plays itself. Now, everybody knows that Parkinson's got to have a proper hand to come over the top when somebody's all in.
And Parg, a lot of times would have expected to be in a race there. Pretty happy to see the under pair. Unless the 5 comes, it is going to be the end of Shepherd and a nice pickup for Parkinson. There is a diamond chance for Brian Shepherd.
And the straight draw as well. The 4 comes down.
He's going to need
a 5 now.
Well, the 4 is. He's going to need. He's going to need. He's going to need a few more. The 4's
Scrub that. I'm glad you were paying attention, Jesse. You didn't fall for my April Fool.
How about you're feeling? I'm feeling bad. Good luck to you.
And Brian Shepherd just didn't. Nothing really went right for him. I think he had a little trouble before he got to this table. Parkinson, that's the first pot he's won.
I'm not going to Barney Boatman saying I'd have called with that. We know that.
Well, Barney, chips have flown around this table. I mean, get a handle on it.
Wow. Look at Jen Mason. She's in such a good position to make a good deep run in this tournament, Jesse. But Pavlov, I mean, he's the player that's really impressed me up to now. As has Steve McGrath and Dominic O'Day. In fact, they're all playing great, Jesse. They're all playing great.
Straight into the action. The raise on the button from Parkinson, the call from Dominic O'Day. Keep your eyes peeled for this one. And Donica, as you said, he's been playing with Parg for years and years. And oh my gosh, Parg's all over this flop. And look at O'Day.
Well, yeah, but O'Day's got a bigger flush draw, so.
And Parg's bet over the pot. He's bet 2,000 into 1,700. It's the kind of thing that's inducing a shove from OD.
Well, O'D's got exactly the same, the kind of hand that you would shove with, and as it happens, he's got a lot of outs, considering how much of the flop Parg has hit here.